begin. It is my profound pleasure to introduce
The Wake Up Call on News Radio 1120 KPNW.
6:27, a day of ice cream and thirst quenching beverages.
And what else, Rob?
Ice cream and thirst quenching beverages.
Well, yeah, but
I can't think of anything else.
Come on, man. Come on. You should know better than this. There's more than that. You should know that.
Once after ice cream and thirst quenching beverages, I can't think of anything.
What's after that?
The auction?
Yes. That's coming up on Friday. Today is just a preview.
Oh, okay.
Today is just a preview. This is just getting us ready for it. The excitement. By the way, congratulations going out to the folks at Big Daddy Graphics. They're out on West 7th Avenue. And so we're going to take some ice cream out to, I guess, Big Daddy Chris and the staff out there. So anyway, that's going to be coming up this afternoon. I want to thank the folks that, by the way, sent us the emails at 1120kpnw.com and make that 1120kpnw at gmail.com to, basically put themselves into the drawing for it. We're going to deliver some Umpqua ice cream, and we'll do it again next month, about the same time of month as well. So if you want to, put your group, your work group into it, who knows? We could be delivering ice cream to you and saying, here, enjoy that. Sam's on Franklin's, where we're going to be having Thirsty Thursday tonight. It goes from 4 to 7 o'clock. I want to thank the Wigmer Brothers Brewery for supplying some good brews. They're going to be down there. There's going to be special drink prices, free eats. We're going to be giving away all sorts of stuff, plenty of concert tickets and other goodies and swag as well. So that'll be from 4 until 7 o'clock tonight. Oh, and you get to meet the new guy from our what is it? What's that station down there?
World Class Rock.
World Class Rock, yeah.
The old new guy?
Yeah, the old new guy.
The old new guy.
Yeah. World Class Howard is going to be there. What? It is. It's World Class Howard. I take it we're trying to get our first guest. Oh, good. Yeah, this doesn't happen on other shows, and the reason I believe that is the case, it's because we have payphones. I'm thinking that's the main reason. It is the payphones, and that's why we have these issues. Let's see, writes Jeff, more about transplants. Oh, he says the first penis transplant in Europe prompted Mark Stein to point out that under Obamacare there is a 3-inch deductible. Well, thanks, Jeff. Appreciate that. By the way, that fundraiser going on for the local Eugene man who's getting the double lung transplant. If you want to go out to the Springfield Papa's Pizza, you can go online. Papa's Pizza, any of the fundraisers that they do, all you have to do is just go online to the Papa's Pizza website, download the flyer for it, and then take it in with you. And then they donate 50% of your food bill, and they give it over right there to whatever the charity happens to be. In this case, it's going to help a local man get a double lung transplant. He's had a disease since he was 17 years old that essentially has caused his lungs to degrade to the point where he now needs a new pair or he's going to die. So that's the story. Anyway, if you can donate, that would be great. And I have the sneaking suspicion we are about to get the big stiff arm whack, whack, as Rob talks here. We're going to hear from Jeff coming up here in a couple of minutes as well about the auction that's coming up tomorrow. Kind of in the aftermath of yesterday's election, I was amused by Jean Atkins, and she is the Secretary of State for the time being, about that it was such a strong turnout for yesterday's primary election. It really wasn't. If you put it in terms of primary presidential elections, they consider anything that is not a general presidential election to be a primary election. So all the other ones are considered, well, those are just primary elections. But presidential primary elections yesterday in Oregon was nothing more than average at 46%. Admittedly, we had a really high year in 2008, and 2012 was a down year. But really, you start going back through the years, presidential primary years, it averages out about 46%. There was nothing special about yesterday's turnout, at least in Oregon.
Does that surprise you?
No. Not at all. What does surprise me, this is the surprise. Now, it's not necessarily surprising that Lane County had a higher voter turnout of about 53%. And that doesn't surprise me because historically that's been the case too, that Lane County voters are more active. What amazed me was how lethargic the Republicans in this county are. I mean, they know, and this is no big mystery, that there's way more registered Democrats in Lane County than there are Republicans. So for Republicans to have any kind of sway within Lane County, they have to turn out. And they didn't. 29%. 29% actually decided, oh, I'm going to vote. I'm going to vote. The rest of them were, huh? What? What? I got this thing in the mail. It's got these dots, and I think I'm supposed to fill them in. It's some sort of game. I think it's Keno.
Why is that? Why did they not?
I don't know. I mean, it could be, and I think this is a possibility. It could be that, let's be honest here. In a primary election, in a presidential primary election year, what drives the voting? Well, the candidates. Okay, so say whatever you want. Not everybody was in favor of Donald Trump. Well, you know that Cruz is not going to be a part of it. Who do you have? Who do you have left? You don't have Kasich. You don't have Cruz. They dropped out, even though they're still on the ballot. Although I do know that there were a number of folks that, and this is anecdotally, because they emailed. I still voted for Cruz. I don't like Trump. I mean, that could be part of it. And it could just be part of the fact that Republicans traditionally in this area just don't have much in the way of traction. Why bother? We're only going to lose anyway. The Eeyore effect. I don't know. I'm not going to vote because we'll lose. That kind of thing.
That was a terrible Eeyore.
Well, that's kind of what he sounds like.
Mm-hmm.
What the other interesting thing was the 47,000 unaffiliated voters. 47,000 of them that are out there in Lane County doing whatever they're doing. 8% of them, 8, actually cast a ballot. What's even more amazing is the Independent Party, which, and now I can't remember the number off the top of my head. You would think, okay, this is a new political party. All right, the Independent Party of Oregon is actually a political party. It's not just people that say, well, I'm independent of the rest of them. It's an actual political party. They have real candidates. 3%. So they took the time, okay, to go register and say, I want to be an independent. This is what I want to be. It's an independent life for me. And 3% of them said, okay, I'm going to vote. Why even bother to register with a new political party if you're not going to go out and vote?
KPNW, good morning. Do you have an answer?
Hey, how's it going, guys? I'm kind of wondering. I'm hearing what you're saying, Bill. I'm wondering, like, if it's the younger kids that, like, Sanders brought in, they were all about it, and they were like, "Oh, I'm going to be independent here in Oregon," and they found out they couldn't vote independent.
Oh, is that okay? So you're saying that young people went independent, then realized
Well,
afterwards they couldn't vote.
I'm not saying all young people. I'm saying people that just took the Sanders wagon and went independent, and then they found out that they couldn't vote Democrat.
Huh. That's an interesting point because, yeah, I mean, technically Sanders is or was an independent.
Right.
Well, that's a good point. I don't know. I don't know.
It's just a thought. And then, by the way, I found a quarter for my payphone to make this call. We'll see you at Thirsty Thursday, guys.
Okay.
Good job.
Looking for it. Yeah.
Continuing the whole bit.
Yeah,
I like it.
I like that.
All right, 6:38.
I can tell you, by the way, after this, where you can find two payphones next to each other that work. So if you're a good person with bad credit, summer's coming up, and you may be one of those folks that spent the winter putting a lot of miles on your car, and now you're dealing with, automobile issues. Maybe the car is worn out. Maybe it's completely broken down. Well, at Guaranteed Discount Chevrolet, they have the Good People with Bad Credit program, where they're going to help folks that are out there that actually have jobs get a quality, safe, reliable vehicle in 48 hours or less, and not only help you get to work, but also help you get your credit back. So give them a call, 541-998-2333. That's 541-998-2333. Contact Robert Sloan at Guaranteed Discount Chevrolet and the Good People Bad Credit program.
The Bloomberg Market Report, sponsored by Pacific Continental Bank, serving your business and community in Eugene for over 40 years.
This is a Bloomberg Market Minute. A plunge in New York claims sends filings for U.S. unemployment benefits down last week. Applications dropped by 16,000 to a total of 278,000. Elsewhere, shares of Walmart are up 8% in pre-market trading after the retail giant's first quarter results beat analyst estimates. U.S. comparable store sales, a key benchmark known as comps, rose 1% in the first quarter. Analysts had predicted an increase of half that amount, and profit came to 98 cents a share. That beat the 88 cents that analysts were projecting. Monsanto is up about 8% before the opening bell. Bayer made an unsolicited takeover offer for the company. The St. Louis-based Monsanto, with a market value of $42 billion, said it's reviewing the offer. It did not disclose terms of the proposal, but Bayer, confirming the bid, said the combination would bolster its position as a life sciences company. Bloomberg News was first to report a week ago that Bayer was exploring a potential deal. Gina Cervetti, Bloomberg Radio.
If you're thinking about a new RV or an RV upgrade, don't make a decision without seeing what the RV Corral can do for you. At the RV Corral, serving you is at the top of their list. It all starts with their newly expanding award-winning service and parts department. Are you looking to sell or consign your RV? The RV Corral will buy your RV for cash or free consignment. High trade-in allowance too. With local owners for 28 years and all local employees, the RV Corral will be there to help you make your RV dreams come true. Easy to find on Highway 99, 1 mile south of Bell Line. Buy anywhere else, you'll pay too much.
Today's forecast for the inside of your vehicle, sponsored by WeatherTech. A 90% chance of nacho cheese storms this afternoon, moving in from a drive-through worker answering a phone while serving you, leading to a real messy day. For the weekend, conditions are perfect for a sandstorm developing, caused by a day at the beach, with flip-flops and towels contributing there. For folks living with an SUV, watch out for a big mess in the back developing later from a bag of mulch and compost. Conditions are ripe.
Spills, mud, dirt, and sand can ruin the floor of your car, truck, or SUV. The best way to protect your vehicle's floor is with WeatherTech floor liners and cargo liners. Made of the highest quality materials and laser measured, WeatherTech floor liners are specifically designed for your vehicle. And they're made in America. Protect yourself from the elements inside your vehicle. Order yours today at WeatherTech.com or call 1-800-CarMats. WeatherTech. Complete protection, completely American made.
Have you ever wanted to reach out and make a positive difference for children who live in a third world country orphanage? Well, for 26 years, the Tres Islas Orphanage Fund, whose founders live in Douglas County, has taken care of children in 5 Mazatlan, Mexico orphanages. Now, 100% of every donation goes directly to help the children. Nothing. Zero is taken away from any donation for administration. And Tres Islas Orphanage Fund has mission weeks where donors actually visit the orphanages. They share time with the children and make improvements to those orphanages. If you'd like to help provide nourishing food, medical, and educational needs every day to 133 plus children, visit orphanagefunds.org. That's www.orphanagefunds.org, and learn how you can help and how you can participate. The Tres Islas Orphanage Fund. Real children, real opportunities to help.
Get set to save now at Mid-Valley Tractor, your local Kubota dealer. Take command of your lawn care needs with a new Kubota Commander zero-turn mower. Get commercial-grade performance and a full 4-year factory warranty at a price you can afford. Now during the Get Set to Save sales event, get a special introductory price of $38.99 and 0 down and 0% financing for 36 months. Now through June 30, 2016. Call toll-free 1-800-794-4992 for details about cost and terms. Great prices, great products from people you can trust. Mid-Valley Tractor on Highway 99.
KPNW weather brought to you by Ramjack West. Do you have foundation problems? Ramjack can fix that. Get your free quote at ramjackwest.com.
Good morning to you and yours. If you're headed out that door in the next few minutes, we've been tracking a powerful storm system and cold front that moved through last night. Now we've got mostly cloudy skies out there. Temps right now in the upper 40s to low 50s with light winds out of the northwest at 5 to 10. And we are tracking a few isolated showers here and there. As we move through the day, we've got a 70% chance of continuing showers off and on. We also may have a few isolated thunderstorms late this afternoon. Now temps will only rise into the mid-50s to a couple of low 60s out there because the cold front is bringing in very cold Canadian and Arctic air, and it looks to stick around for a while. The storm system looks to stall out over the Pacific Northwest, giving us the same chance of showers off and on throughout the day over the next 3 days. We'll also see winds pick up this afternoon out of the west at 10 to 20 with gusts up to 25, bringing that cold air in. I'm Chief Meteorologist Chris Nation, the NBC 16 Weather Center, hoping of a fantastic day.
We have a nice cast on the show, ladies and gentlemen, that consists of
Holloway in London. The Wake Up Call. The Wake Up Call. News Radio 1120. KPNW.
644 News Radio 1120 KPNW. Okay, so tomorrow, a telephone number that you want to have ingrained in the brain is not the number that you would usually call the studio. 541-345-0189 is the number that you'll be calling to figure out what you're going to get at pennies on the dollar. I mean, you're going to get such great discounts. You could feasibly start on your Christmas shopping in May. Jeff Galton joining us bright and early in the studios here.
Good morning, Rob. Good morning, Bill.
Get ready for the big
Christmas
auction.
shopping in May. I like the idea.
KPNW.com, by the way, if you want to check out everything that we'll be talking about tomorrow. Is that correct?
That's correct. And if you can get to the web and look at all the stuff, that's terrific. But if you can't get to the web and you want a VIP number, call the office today after 8 a.m., 284-3600, 284-3600. And we'll get you a VIP number. I've talked to several people over the last couple of days that have called in and said, I don't have web access. I can't get to the web. How is that the only way to get a VIP number? And it's not. Call the office, 284-3600, and we'll assign you a VIP number over the phone. So that way you can, when you call in for the auction tomorrow, you can have a VIP number and make that process go a lot smoother.
And because we're catching other people that maybe aren't familiar with the auction, can you kind of explain what it is and who's
Sure. So we have about $70,000 worth of goods and services from local businesses here in Lane County and the surrounding area.
Right.
We'll take those goods and services and we'll put them up on auction. There are 2 types of auction items. One is a buy it now, where that's a bigger item like the guns from Gun Runner or Oak Grove, or the heating and air conditioning units from Pacific Air, or Priority One. We actually have a reclining chair made for people who are who need assistance from Gateway Medical. So those items will go up on the board, and you can bid on those items, and incrementally those items will go up higher and higher as people are interested, or you can just buy it now. The other items we have are what we call instant auction items, and those are gift certificates from restaurants or Hunter Break or those types of things, that they are set at a price, and you determine how many of those certificates you want to buy. So from 6 a.m. to 9 a.m., you two guys will be on air talking about these items for a solid 3 hours, and then people will call in at the Priority One hotline at 345-0189, and then either tell us how many certificates they want to purchase or tell us the bid on those items that they want to bid on. How was that?
Good.
Pretty good.
Nice,
Right?
Nicely
Pretty good. I
done.
like it. And by the way, the buy it now
Yes, sir.
is still a huge discount. You're not having to compete with everybody else.
That's
it's kind of
correct.
taking everybody out, and you get
Right. So it gives you the opportunity that if you know you're going to want that item, and you know that item, no matter what that buy it now price is, you're going to say, like for instance, on the Pacific Air, it's a $7,000 piece of business for a whole unit to go into your home. The buy it now price is $5,250. So you're going to save $1,750 right off the top. Right? If it goes into bidding tomorrow, and there are 2 or 3 people who really want that, and it gets into that 4,000, 4,500, 4,700 range, we'll take those people and and do what we call a bid off, and we'll have a couple people call them, one on each phone, and that price might even go higher than the $5,250 because you have people competing against it. So here's an opportunity for you to just circumvent that whole process and do it as a buy it now.
We talked about Off the Waffle yesterday, which was one of my favorites.
Right.
I want to talk about another one of my favorites we did not talk about, and this is kind of cool because Redwood Northwest, I actually have a Redwood
They make a
Northwest
great box.
planner.
Oh, my God.
This is cool because you get a $50 certificate to use however you want.
So
if you want to go, benches or garden beds, I mean, whatever they do out there. If you haven't been out there, you should go out there and
you
check
got to
it.
go because they'll give you the tour. They make the process right.
Oh, you've been on
site.
the tour?
Oh yeah, I went on a tour. Bonnie and I went on a tour because I bought a ton of those certificates and I took Bonnie out there, and boy, he was great. He took the two of us on a tour. And we looked at all the
I haven't got to
the
do
saws. Everything comes in and is made right on the spot. I mean,
Right.
they just make a great box, And before I am remiss, I do want to say something about the people over at Gateway Medical. Bonnie and I went there for our own personal use over this past week, and boy, they're just terrific. So if you get a chance, and this chair, this recliner is something that you need or think you need coming into the future, the people at Gateway Medical did a great job for us, and I want to make sure that I give them a shout out for all their support. And including in long-time support, there are people that have been with us in auction like Hunter Break for quite a long time.
Sure.
Off the Waffle's been in forever. Chapala has been in forever. N-Touch Car Detailing has been in forever. So
Priority One's been
Priority
long
One,
time.
a great sponsor of this event. So we want to make sure that you get the opportunity to not only deal with what we do for auction, but also deal with these great local businesses.
A fair with flowers.
Yes, I also bought those certificates because not everything I do is wonderful for my wife, and I like to have a little reserve.
Well, you're
Also known as the suck-up bouquet.
Oh no, I
Flowers,
like to have a
cards,
few points in my
balloons.
pocket in case I forget something.
The suck-up bouquet.
All right. Well, listen, I'm not above telling the world,
Yeah,
or at least
no,
the
no,
15
there's
people here this morning,
No.
that I suck up to my wife because look,
she screwed
married to
up.
me for 37 years.
We know what she's dealing with, so it's understandable. Affair with Flowers, if you want to check out their website, affairwithflowers.com, and that
I have a credit line. With
local
my flowers.
delivery.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
As do
Having-
most men who have been married a long time, right?
Right.
Maybe that was my problem.
Yeah. Well, you
I didn't have a credit line.
You need to get a
Because
credit
we didn't
line
have a
with
fair with flowers in time.
There you go.
Yeah, you need to have.
I hold you responsible for
Yeah,
that.
it's my client. It's all my fault, which I've heard before. Which is hence the flowers. Look, it's 6:40 in the morning. Do you know where your coffee is coming from? Is it coming from Coffee Garden? It could, because we have certificates from Coffee Garden in the auction for you.
What is Coffee Garden? Obviously, they have coffee. Where are they at?
Right next to Grace.
Yeah.
Right in downtown on 6th.
It's like a repeat of yesterday.
Yeah. Right. Well, it's early in the morning. I'm thinking about coffee. I don't know anybody else.
By the
My
way, it's 6:51, just in case people are like 6:40. What's he talking about? Okay.
So another longtime partner of ours is that Line X spray-on truck bed liners. I have one in my truck. It's just fantastic because I put a lot. I work, I'm out on the farm, so there's a lot of things.
Farm?
Yeah, I live out in Pleasant Hill, man. We do a lot of wood and stuff like that. I use a couple 3 cords of wood every year, so drop it in the truck. It's nice so it doesn't scratch everything up.
Like you do it yourself. You have your
Really?
staff do it, right?
Really? These guys?
No, the people that work on your roadies, your ranchers.
I cut and split and stack wood all on my own. Thank you very much.
Hey, Chula's.
Terrific.
New restaurant. What a great way to kind of go see them for the first time, potentially.
And that's a $25 gift certificate that I think will probably end up somewhere right around 50 cents, 12 or 50% at $12.50.
And it never expires.
Never expires.
Yeah. And that's one thing we should throw out there. If you have a question about one in particular and you think you might not be able to use it like in the next couple of weeks, or double check and make sure that the expiration date is something that works in your window.
Right. Right. And another longtime partner of ours is DocsPad over on 7th and Willamette, right across from the Holt Center. So if you're going to see the opera or the symphony or Broadway theater, head over to DocsPad first, get yourself in line for what's coming next. And that's a $25 certificate. And so let's say you go there for lunch, which I do. I go there for lunch. I use the certificate. It's $10 for lunch. They will make sure that on the back of that certificate, they write the $15 balance. So it's important that you
also
make
don't have
sure,
to use it all in one.
That's right.
It's
important that you make sure that when you use these certificates, you contact that partner of ours first to make sure you get all the ramifications of what that certificate does. DocsPad is great about that.
Have you been there for breakfast?
DocsPad?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's terrific.
Surprise
they make
you?
Great eggs. Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah, very
Actually,
good.
we did our holiday party there. Our office party.
Oh, did you?
At the green room at DocsPad.
Very
Fantastic,
cool.
yeah. Were you not invited?
By the way, if apparently not.
Yeah, right.
Apparently,
I know I didn't invite Bill.
If you are going to sell a car, or you just want to feel like you got a new car, N-Touch Car Detailing, you get complete auto detail. We're talking about the pressure wash, the dry, polish, hand wax, water spot removal, shampooing of the cards. They go through the whole car, and you're probably going to have to do that anyway. You might as well do it
right
inexpensively.
Right. And if you are a do-it-yourselfer, like a lot of people now are, I mean, the advent of these whole, do-it-yourself channels, right, on cable, Ceramic Tile Northwest has a $500 certificate for tile and supplies to install any of their ceramic, stone, glass, or porcelain tile. So if you're doing some summer project, upgrading the bathroom, upgrading something in the kitchen, and you're a do-it-yourselfer, we have 3 of these $500 certificates.
Nice.
And they'll go probably somewhere around 65, 70 cents on the dollar, something like that.
Going to be raising a lot of money tomorrow for
All about Honor
Flight.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
so starting about 6:25, we might have, I guess, a little, probably like 6:05, 7:05, 8:05. We'll kind of talk about what we're doing and maybe throw out a 1 or 2 just to keep the phones going during the news. But just know that any time between 6 and 9, essentially, you can get information by calling 541-345-0189.
And remember, if you go to KPNW.com right now, click on the link that says Radio Auction, you can see all the items that will be available tomorrow. Get an idea, get a plan, make sure you're listening for what's going on. I'll have all of the buy it now at 6 a.m. So all of those are going up.
And if you have any questions whatsoever, call 541-485-1120, and Rosemary will be able to answer any other questions.
Absolutely.
Yeah, okay. Thanks, Jeff.
Thank you.
There, and you think about saving money and good things in the world. Another really good thing is sleep. When was the last time you had 7, 8, 9 hours of sleep? Has it been a while? Maybe, just maybe, you need to upgrade in the mattress department so that it encourages. Get some new sheets because they got them there at Sleep Train. Nothing to cough about. It's good rest going on with the mattress price wars at Sleep Train.
Yep. Head into Sleep Train. They're pitting all their mattress makers against each other and letting them fight it out for the lowest price ever. And you're gonna save. That's right. You wouldn't call it collateral damage. You would call it collateral savings. So go on down to Sleep Train. Find out how you can save and how you can be sleeping on a great mattress tonight. Maybe one with a movable base, which are awesome. Sleep Train, Albany, Corvallis, Eugene, and Spring. Rob and Bill from the Wake Up Call sent you, and they'll say, who? The Wake Up Call is live on air and online from the Widmer Brothers studio Monday through Friday, 6 a.m. to 9. Click on the Wake Up Call banner on KPNW.com and see and hear up-to-the-minute news as well as interviews and more. The Wake Up Call goes down easy, just like a Widmer ale.
If you're living with chronic pain, Neurospine Institute can help you get your life back. Services include clinical and surgical procedures, sports medicine, physical therapy, medical imaging, and pain management. Visit NeurospineLLC.com today and tune in KPNW every morning at 8 for the Neurospine Tip of the Week.
Each franchise independently owned and operated. Offer good on selected Signature Series product at participating franchises only. Some restrictions may apply. Ask for details.
You're going to love this house. It just came on the market, and it's gorgeous inside. Here we are.
Oh my gosh, look at this room. The window coverings are stunning. It's straight out of a magazine.
Isn't it incredible? The best part? They didn't even hire a decorator at all.
Budget blinds?
Yep, Budget Blinds. They'll give you a free in-home consultation, do all the measuring and installation, and give you their no questions asked warranty.
I'll take it.
The house?
No, the number for Budget Blinds.
Right now, Budget Blinds is $250 when you buy select window coverings, including energy-efficient treatments. Lower your energy cost without sacrificing on your home decor. Schedule your free in-home consultation, then qualify for up to a $250 rebate. Call your locally owned Budget Blinds today at 1-800-640-8191. That's 1-800-640-8191. 1-800-640-8191.
This is a Bloomberg Market Minute. Stocks are slipping in early trading as investors weigh Walmart's better-than-estimated earnings against prospects for a possible interest rate hike as early as next month. Right now, the Dow is down 58 points at 17,467. The S&P 500 is lower by 8 or 0.4% at 2039, and the Nasdaq is down 16 points at 4722. Walmart are up almost 8%. Earnings and sales beat analyst projections in the latest quarter. Checking crude this morning, it's down just over 2%, right now at $47.16 a barrel. Economic data this morning shows a plunge in New York jobless claims that sent filings for U.S. unemployment benefits down last week. Those applications for initial jobless benefits fell by 16,000 to a total of 278,000. One more check of the Dow is down 67 points.
The Oppenheimer Blue, considered the largest vivid blue diamond ever auctioned off, selling for nearly $58 million, including fees, far more than Christie's pre-sale estimate and nearly $10 million more than the previous record set last November. The was over 14.6 carats.
Diamonds are a girl's best friend.
Named for Sir Philip Oppenheimer, the longtime De Beers mining chief who once gave the stone to his wife. The new owner was not identified. On Tuesday, Sotheby's sold a pink diamond, its kind ever auction, for more than $27 million. Lisa Brady, Fox News.
Stephen Curry had a gem of a third quarter in the NBA playoffs last night, scoring 15 points in a 2-minute span, leading the Golden State Warriors to a blowout win over the Oklahoma City Thunder. That ties the Western Conference Finals now at a game apiece. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News Radio.
This morning is flying. News Radio 1120 KPNW. Welcome into hour number 2, 7:05 on Thursday, May 19th. Got some rain showers in your forecast. 60% today, 58 for the high. Yeah, what you see is what you get. Showers continuing overnight, 50% chance. Some clouds and some sunshine make an appearance tomorrow, 65 for the high. And then heading into the weekend, a chance of rain here, a chance of rain there, but definitely count on the clouds. Cloudy currently and 49 degrees at 1120 KPNW. Roadways looking good. We'll throw this out there. If you see anything that the other 14 could use upon their commutes and their travels, their ventures, get it in. 541-485-KPNW, 1-888-KPNW, 888 statewide, nationwide. Coming up, we got two all-staters, two champions coming in, and at least one of them, no stranger to the Wake Up Call studio. And we'll also talk about maybe where you should eat today and help out a local community. That's kind of the menu this hour, along with news.
This is News Radio 1120 KPNW, Eugene, Springfield, USA.
Fox News Radio, I'm Dave Anthony. The U.S. Navy is helping search the Mediterranean for the Egypt airplane that crashed. Debris has been spotted
right now across the planet and just went out and went to a coffee shop. Had some eggs, chatted it out. The world would be a better place. Anyway, we'll have these stories coming up. We're going to talk about Tuesday's elections. We are going to chat about the lockout or the lockdown at Junction City High yesterday, which had a lot of parents frightened. We'll tell you it was much ado about nothing, but for a little while, they thought it was much ado about everything. The federal government also changing the rules on overtime. What effect is that going to have? Those stories and more coming up, brought to you by Burrito Amigos, the friendly ones on KPNW. Burrito Amigos really does do things differently. Hi, I'm Bill London, bacon addict. One of the first things I noticed about Burrito Amigos bacon burritos is that they use not one, but two types of bacon. Nicely played, burrito friends. Their beef, not the usual cheap cuts, cooked forever to make it sort of tender, except for the surprise gristle wads. Burrito Amigos uses real certified tender black Angus beef, the kind you find at expensive steakhouses. That's different. The fish burritos, real cod. The taco salad's huge. Burrito Amigos menu is even different. You'll find your favorite burritos, enchiladas, tamales, and quesadillas there, but where else are you going to find yummy tacos made with yams and a spicy guacamole sauce that's different from anything you've ever. They even have potato tacos, which are delicious. How many burrito places even have a vegetarian menu, let alone tofu items? Burrito Amigos, happy to be different. In Eugene and Springfield, I'm Bill London, happy to vouch for the bacon and the yummy tacos.
Our family is outdoors all the time.
We don't sit still very often.
We live in the country.
We're always running to basketball, soccer, games, and practices.
Anything we can do to reduce surprises helps us get through a day.
We want to do what we love, worry-free, and that's where FireMed comes in.
Being FireMed members gave us one less thing to worry about.
So being FireMed members has always made sense to us.
Having FireMed adds a little peace of mind and provides balance to our limited budget.
We FireMed for life on the farm.
We FireMed for family.
We FireMed for financial stability.
We FireMed for anything life brings.
Did you know that for just $65, FireMed covers your household for an entire year? That's less than $6 per month. A single emergency ambulance can cost $1,800, even with good insurance. No wonder more than 30,000 households FireMed. So why do you FireMed? Join today at firemed.org.
Is News Radio 1120 KPNW. And we've got the local story of the morning wake-up call.
Good morning. This look at the news brought to you by Burrito Amigos, the friendly ones, featuring Gross for a tasty start to your morning. Here's what's going on. The turnout for Oregon's primary election will be at least 46%. Oregon Secretary of State Jean Atkins says they're excited over what she calls the strong number,
which compares very favorably to previous primary elections.
Sort of, unless you're talking about presidential primary years. Admittedly, in 2012, the turnout in the primary was 39%. In 2008, it was 58%. In 2004, it was 46%. In 2000, it was 51%. If you go back over the years, 46% is just about the average. The amount of people registered through Motor Voter only amounted to slightly more than 2%, but Atkins says that's a big number since the program's only been up and running since January.
Wanting to make sure that people know that what they see online or what's being reported now are all unofficial results.
The final certified totals will be June 16th, but don't expect a big change. Most of the ballots have been counted statewide. They're now awaiting ballots that were dropped off in different counties to be brought in, and also absentee ballots. Those ballots generally only change the final tally by fraction. For all the pomp and circumstance surrounding the primary election, about half of Lane County voters chose not to participate, although the one positive there is they participated at a higher rate in Lane County than they did at the state level. Of about 220,025 registered voters in the county, just 118,200, or 53.6%, turned in a ballot.
Our county, I can speak to, we certainly
would have liked to have seen a little bit higher turnout, but we did get a nice response yesterday, and so I think that was really positive. Voters ended up coming out.
Lane County Clerk Cheryl Betchart says the new motor voter law inflated somewhat the registered voters. However, many of those unaffiliated voters merely tossed their ballots, choosing not to vote. Oregon Senator Jeff Merkley says that he needs to get rid of superdelegates. He tells K2 News there's no reason the party leader should have any more say than average party members.
If I don't have the ability to influence people through my conversations and my network or what I write or what I say, then shame on me. We don't need extra special voting power.
While Bernie Sanders won Oregon's primary election, Hillary Clinton could still win the state if all of the superdelegates vote for her, which is likely the case. Merkley has announced that he will be using his superdelegate vote for Sanders. A Springfield high school senior has been arrested on allegations that he sent sexually explicit photos of himself to a 14-year-old student. The 18-year-old was arrested at Thurston High. He faces charges of luring a minor and coercion. He was booked into Lane County Jail. The victim had reported to the school's resource officer she received several photos from the suspect, and he allegedly tried to persuade her into sending him nude photos. Junction City schools were in lockdown and lockout Wednesday, and police asked community members to stay away from campus during that time. Worried parents, though, rushed to the school. Parking cars along side streets outside were on the scene after what is being described as a pre-recorded threat that had been phoned into 911 Wednesday morning to school. The lockout was lifted around 11:15. Marion County Sheriff's deputies spent much of Wednesday searching for a pair of wanted felons in the Jefferson area and believe the men fled to the east. One person was found hiding in a shed and detained. That male is not being charged with a crime, but is being questioned by deputies. At this time, the sheriff's office danger to residents. Bystanders are to thank for saving a woman from an attacker. The attack happened in a Eugene parking lot near the Rye Restaurant on East 3rd, and 24-year-old Devin Haug was running around the parking lot, screaming, yelling. When the victim pulled into the parking lot, Haug allegedly started acting aggressively towards her as she tried to exit her car. A man nearby intervened, and Haug walked away. Of the Eugene Department, he quickly returned.
But as the female was walking across East 3rd Avenue and toward the Rye Restaurant, Haug just sprinted toward her, grabbed her hair, and pulled her to the ground and continued assaulting her until she was able to free herself from Haug with the help of the bystanders.
Two bystanders held him down while Haug continued to kick and fight. That was the case until police arrived. He was arrested on 2 counts of second-degree assault. The federal government is changing the rules on overtime. Brad Ford reports it's going to affect many Oregonians and many businesses.
The federal government's raising the level of pay that allows a manager to be exempt from overtime.
This new federal regulation could affect about 46,000 Oregon workers.
Oregon Labor Commissioner Brad Avakian says the rate is increasing from $23,660 a year to $47,000.
Boost to those middle-income families that maybe used to be considered managerial in nature.
The new rule was criticized by small business and nonprofits who say they'll be forced to move people from management to salaried positions. The new rule takes effect December 1st. Brad Ford, KPNW.
It's dead, Jim. Terminal 6 has been on life support since last year when shippers Hapag-Lloyd and also Hanjin decided to stop using the formerly busy shipping port. Labor issues caused the pullouts. The shippers complained it was taking too long to load and unload ships because of a nearly 3-year-long local labor dispute between the International Longshore and Warehouse Union and ITCSI Oregon, the company that employed them. Well, those labor issues are over because after this Saturday, there won't be any jobs. Westwood Shipping was the final carrier using Terminal 6. They say they're going to stop using the terminal this Saturday. Westwood moved everything from paper to dried fruit to Japan. Now Oregon producers will have to first pay trucking companies to ship their products to either Seattle or San Francisco and then ship them overseas, making the products less cost-effective for overseas buyers. The Oregon Department of Agriculture is setting 1,000 gypsy moth traps around the state to make sure a spray program this year in North Portland worked. Clint Burfitt says fortunately, they were able to catch it, they think, early.
If we'd have waited for a while, allowed the population to increase, then it becomes a lot harder to eradicate Asian gypsy moth specifically, but also European gypsy moth.
If Asian gypsy moths aren't stopped, their populations grow out of control rapidly and destroy entire forests. The traps are small, triangular-shaped boxes that hang on tree branches. If you see one, leave them alone. If you're facing a medical procedure and you want to know the cost, Brad Ford says Oregon hospitals will now tell you, sort of.
Want to know what a hip replacement or new knee will cost? Hospitals will get you an estimate within 3 days. Philip Schmidt with the Oregon Association of Hospitals says there's a new website that'll help you.
Each hospital has a different system for giving it to you, so what we're providing consumers today is information.
Access that information at OregonHospitalGuide.org. Schmidt says most other states are not this well organized.
We're out in front of most of the rest of the nation in this regard.
They don't have health insurance or have to go out of network for their care. I'm Brad Ford, KPNW.
Well, if you're looking for trout, guess what? Oregon's rivers and streams on Sunday will mostly open up for trout fishing.
It's primarily moving waters that open. A lot of the other waters have already opened, are open all year, or open in April. There's a lot of additional smaller streams that will be available.
According to Rick Swart of the Oregon Department of Fish and Wildlife, to get the details of which rivers and streams have actually opened up. Well, local businesses are coming out in support of a man in dire need of a double lung transplant. 56-year-old Eugene resident Lyle Maxon has been dealing with a condition that has caused his lung function to slowly decline since he was 17 years old. In June, he's going to be heading to California and hopefully receive a very expensive transplant.
The average double lung transplant costs around $850,000.
Emily Joyner is the director of the National Foundation for Transplants and says although Lyle has insurance, it will cover only some of the costs. It won't cover travel, for example, to the transplant center 530 miles away, as well as numerous co-pays and co-insurance. And one of the bigger challenges is just the ongoing costs of meds, which are not cheap.
And so some patients leave the hospital taking more than 30 pills a day. So their prescription cost can get really, really overwhelming. And a lot of people don't realize that that's a lifetime expense for these patients.
Lyle is a fighter, according to his wife, Jean.
He's fighting for it. He has a good attitude about it, and he has a fighting spirit. So we just want to, ask people to, help him for him to live.
To Lyle, the fundraising goal at this point is $35,000. Hop Valley Brewing Company is going to donate $1 for each pint sold June 1st from 5 to 8 p.m. That money will be given to the NFT, the National Foundation for Transplants, who will, of course, give it to Lyle. Papa's Pizza in Springfield, the Flyers. You can also make secure donations online at transplants.org. Select Find an NFT Patient, and you'll be able to locate Lyle Maxon. Well, the way you purchase and register a vehicle is about to change. Brad Ford says a California company has moved into Portland, launching a nationwide electronic vehicle transaction program
called V2.
V2 as a platform is something that we developed vehicles to government.
John Brueggemann says a secure paperless system will enable dealers to manage vehicle registration and titling across multiple locations. Financial institutions will be able to securely track title status and listings. Consumers will get faster service with V2 setting up license plates for the DMV.
And so what they're going to start seeing is probably faster delivery of their license plates.
In the coming months, V2 will also allowing online vehicle purchases. Eventually, it'll ensure emissions compliance and streamline reporting of junk and salvage titles. Brad Ford, KPNW.
This look at the news brought to you by Burrito Amigos, the friendly ones. It's up to date. You're up to date from KPNW.
Wake Up Call Sports on News Radio 1120.
Steph Curry suddenly realized that the Oklahoma City Thunder were gaining confidence after winning Game 1 and being down 2-0 would not be a good thing heading back to Oklahoma City. Steph Curry, as if awaking from a nap, went out for 15 points, rapid fire in under 2 minutes in the middle of the third quarter, helping to put the defending champs up by 20. Game 2, a throttling by the Warriors, 118-91. over the Thunder. New York Knicks have a new coach. He's former Phoenix Suns head coach Jeff Hornacek, who was let go by the Suns by the time Phil and the Knicks fired their old coach, Derek Fisher. Portland assistant Jay Triano will be leaving the Blazers staff to become an assistant on Earl Watson's staff with those same Suns. Oregon men's golf team coming home. They'll be playing at the National Championships at the Eugene Country Club. They finished second at their regional in Tucson, finishing 17 under, some 14 shots behind Stanford. Duckman will join the women who start their title pursuit tomorrow. Oregon State University trying to continue what Scott Rueck started with their basketball program. The women's team went to the Final Four. They promptly sewed him up for an additional 2 years that would keep him on the Beaver sidelines through 2022. We've talked about Oregon hosting their own softball regional this weekend. OSU in their own Auburn regional, playing Auburn, Jacksonville State, that is, USC Upstate. First postseason activity since 2013. Wake Up Call Sports on KPNW, brought to you by Max Muscle, where you can get a free nutrition consultation from a certified nutritionist. On Franklin, across from Market of Choice, news time, 7:23.
KPNW weather, brought to you by Ramjack West. Do you have foundation problems? Ramjack can fix that. Get your free quote at ramjackwest.com.
Good morning to you and yours. If you're headed out that door in the next few minutes, we've been tracking a powerful storm system and cold front that moved through last night. Now we've got mostly cloudy skies out there. Temps right now in the upper 40s to low 50s with light winds out of the northwest at 5 to 10. And we are tracking a few isolated showers move through the day. We've got a 70% chance of continuing showers off and on. We also may have a few isolated thunderstorms late this afternoon. Now temps will only rise into the mid 50s to a couple of low 60s out there because the cold front is bringing in very cold Canadian and Arctic air, and it looks to stick around for a while. The storm system looks to stall out over the Pacific Northwest, giving us the same chance of showers off and on throughout the day over the next 3 days. We'll also see winds pick up this afternoon out of the west at 10 to 20 with gusts up to 25, bringing that cold air in. I'm Chief Meteorologist Chris Nation, the NBC 16 Weather Center, hoping of a fantastic day.
Ramjack leads the way in foundation repair. Protect your investment. Get your free in-home evaluation at ramjackwest.com. Check out our exceptional online reviews, then choose Ramjack.
CCB 146. This is Don Essig with today's Motivational Minute, brought to you by Builders Electric, providing smart electrical service since 1960. One of only 2 men to be completely deaf and still play in the National Football League, Kenny Walker once told one of his audiences, "Don't feel disappointed that you're deaf. If you need help, help yourself." And too many people can hear perfectly well, but still deaf to the world. They get into my often mentioned pity parties, not listening to the words of others or looking at their own strengths and talents. So hear the words of Kenny Walker, look at your own strengths and skills today, and help yourself. This is Don Essig with today's Motivational Minute. I'll be back tomorrow. Until then, have a positive day.
Today's Motivational Minute was sponsored by the folks at Builders Electric, a company that can handle all your electrical needs at home or your business with smart, positive service. That's Builders Electric.
Warmer weather is coming. You may be ready, but is your vehicle? Midlane Truck and Equipment Repair can perform a complete inspection of your cooling and air conditioning system to ensure you and your vehicle stay cool when it gets hot out. Offering bumper-to-bumper service and repair on trucks, RVs, autos, and trailers, including general maintenance.
Doing impromptu is getting better at responding to those things, even topics that don't seem good on first glance.
Good answer. Good impromptu answer, young lady.
Thanks.
How does your abilities and what you learn with the speech and debate, how does it affect you in real life as far as relating to your parents, to teachers, to people at the grocery store? I mean, do you find yourself able to communicate and just kind of get your way with everything?
And sometimes, yeah, I'm more argumentative than before, and my parents don't want to like argue politics with me anymore. Yeah, things like that.
Our daughter is aggro.
Laurel, how about you?
I mean, yeah, it's definitely...
Is that true? Is that the way they look at you? Have they actually said that?
No, that's probably what they think.
Okay. All right.
I think you're blushing. Are you blushing over there?
Probably. I blush easily.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean, I think I've definitely become a better public speaker in general and just more confident in talking to people.
And if I may interject,
Please.
I also think that
the work that both of them do makes you a better writer, because the ability to organize your thoughts, whether it be impromptu speaking or a debate round or any of the other events, translates into the ability to organize and put forth your arguments in writing well. And I think you see that on the AP test and some of the other exams they have to take.
Yeah, it's got to be, I mean, because you're always kind of in research mode. It's got to be amazing.
Yeah.
Do you mind if we kind of see your debate skills in action?
Sure.
Okay, so I thought we'd do an on-air debate.
Okay.
And I'm thinking that I was thinking about free tuition. I thought, no, we need to go a different route. The topic is Cheez-Its needs to absolutely be a part of everyone's diet. Okay, we'll all have you vote. You'll be in favor. You think that's a true statement, and of course, Emma, you will go
negative.
Negative.
Okay.
All right. So, with that further ado, Laurel, begin.
Okay. Well, ultimately, when we look at the issue of Cheez-Its being a part of everyone's diet, we need to look at two main issues. First of all, the fact that we need more protein in our diets, and Cheez-Its supply that.